Hi, Rabbi Cat here from Beit Tikkun. I'm fairly exhausted because I spent the morning with hundreds of activists, faith leaders, and others blocking or trying to block ICE in Oakland. Trump has deployed his personal army troops to the Bay Area, and we showed up this morning bright and early to try to stop that. And you can see more about what happened on my personal Facebook page at Cat Zavis. It'll probably also be posted on the Beit Tikkun Facebook page. And tomorrow, this weekend, uh, for Shabbat, we read Parshat Noach. And I just want to give a few words about it before I go to sleep for the night because I'm really, really exhausted. And I want to make sure that this got put together so it gets sent out and posted tomorrow before Shabbat. So in Parshat Noach, God gets disgusted with human beings. So disgusted with human beings that not only is God prepared to wipe out human beings, but God is prepared to wipe out everything on the face of the earth, all life form. And he instructs Noah to build an ark and bring animals in the ark, two by two. The animals come two by two. And it says in the Parsha is that the whole earth became corrupted. So not just the human beings, not just the animals, but the planet, the earth itself became corrupted because human beings were so corrupt. And God was just at God's wit's end and impatient and said, that's it, I'm done. And it's said that Noach was righteous for his generation and pure or whole in his generation. And rabbis explore what that means and why is it saying that in his generation. And there's a debate or a discussion, as there always is amongst the rabbis. And some say, for somebody who lived in a time of a lot of corruption, he was pretty great. But he wasn't Abraham. Abraham didn't live in a time of such great corruption. Abraham was a greater man. And how do we know that? Because when God told Abraham that he was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, Abraham argued with God and he pushed back. And at other times in the Torah, like Moses, God told Moses he's going to destroy everything, and Moses argues and pushes back, excuse me. And Noach didn't. He just built the ark and brought the animals. He followed orders. But other rabbis say, no, Noach was even more of a righteous man because he was living in such a corrupt time that to be who he was took even more effort than if you're living in a time of righteous human beings. So we can just sit in that curiosity and you can think about where you sit with that. But we're living in a time where I would say not human beings as a whole, but certainly those with power, those with money, those running empire, they are incredibly immoral and incredibly corrupt on so many levels. And they are corrupting and destroying people's lives, the lives of all life form on this planet, animals, and the planet, the planetary system, the planet itself. And I was thinking about this Parsha when I saw the story of the giant shark whale that beached itself in Gaza. And somebody posted on Facebook a story, or not really a story, like a poetic reflection about it, Gazan, about how the earth, like Gaza, has become so corrupted. The earth itself is so destroyed. It's so toxic and so poisonous. And the level of devastation and ruin is so beyond imagination that the ocean itself the earth itself is spewing out animals. It's responding because even the earth, even the ocean has become poisoned and corrupted. And as I watched and participated in this action this morning, and an ICE worker literally feet from a faith leader shot a pepper bullet, a pepper ball, I guess it's called, I'm not entirely sure, in the man's face. And another person rode over one of our participants' foot, um, and just the level of hatred and othering and evilness that we're witnessing. I mean, the reports from Israel about the mutilation of bodies and the torturing of bodies and this taking of organs. I mean, it is too much to bear. And it's not only too much for us as human beings, but I think what Noach is telling us is it's too much even for the planet. It just can't even handle it anymore. And so in the story, of course, we know that God then sends this massive flood for 40 days and 40 nights, and eventually the dove goes out and finds a fig leaf, and then we know that, and then Noach knows that the flood has ended and there's dry land, and they can come off of the ark with all the animals. And there's a midrash teaching is that not only did the animals go on the ark, but that falsehood came to get on the ark. And falsehood said, you can't, everything has to have a partner. You can't come on by yourself. And so misfortune was falsehood's partner. And so as we live in a world of lies and distortions and gaslighting and falsehoods, its partner perhaps is misfortune. And there's a proverb that says, no, excuse me, it's a psalm. And this psalm, it's Psalm 85:10, says that when loving kindness, chesed, be'emet, and truth meet, when they meet, then justice and peace, wholeness, shalom, tzedek v'shalom, will kiss. So to overcome falsehoods and misfortune, to overcome the threat of the destruction of the entire planet, the inhumanity of our treatment of other human beings and of all life form on this planet and the planet itself, we need to find a way to get to the space where loving kindness and truth meet, where we really are willing to look at truth through the lens of loving kindness, because then we know if we can do that, we can open the gates to a different future, to a restorative future, to a whole future where justice and peace will kiss. Shabbat Shalom. May we get there together. That is the only way we will get there, is together. Shabbat Shalom.